Okay, hi guys. Hopefully you can hear this all right. After Kirby's session today, he's actually requested that I give a little video. Hopefully I'll keep it quite short, just to kind of clarify a little bit about the reverse breathing. And as a yoga teacher, there's a couple of things about this that kind of qualify me to be able to talk to you about this, because we do a lot of breathing in yoga and we learn different breathing techniques, and there is a kind of a connection, not a kind of, there's a very strong connection between your mind, your breath and your body. And so we do learn to kind of be able to send the breath into various parts of our body. You might even hear in a yoga class somebody say, breathe into the back of your leg, or breathe into your hip crease. And when you first start to hear about things like that, and especially, if the first time you've really heard about breathing techniques was today with Kirby, and he's talking about reverse breathing and drawing the breath up from your sacrum and all of this, you may be wondering what that's all about. So first of all, just to clarify, of course, when you breathe, your breath goes into your lungs, and your lungs are in your rib cage, and the diaphragm, you stand up, the diaphragm moves down, and the ribs expand, and the breath comes in as you inhale, whether you inhale through the nose or through the mouth. And when you exhale, everything, the lungs deflate, the ribs come in, and the diaphragm lifts up. So physically, your breath is going into that part of your body, and it's not going down your arms, down your legs, into your perineum or anything. But the key to this is that your awareness is directing if you like, the energy of the breath to these parts of your body. And so when Kirby's talking about starting the breath down in the sacrum, what he's actually talking about, and I'll just turn this way, and I'm going to touch myself a little bit. I am a yoga teacher, I am allowed, and I'm also a senior, so I can do that. But and you should do it yourself, so that because touch and awareness are very much connected. So in your pelvis, you have a pubic bone at the front and a coccyx or tailbone at the back. And in between those two places, you have a set of muscles. So obviously you have your female parts, your male parts, you have your butt, and then you have the area called the perineum. And the perineum there are muscles in the perineum. You maybe hear of it also called the pelvic floor muscles. And those muscles actually, you can contract, lift them up, and you can press down using those muscles. And if you do any kind of core work, you'll definitely know how to activate those internal muscles. And as a woman, if you have a baby, you're told to do all these exercises with your pelvic floor muscles. So that area, the perineum area, is very important in this breath, because what you're doing at the beginning of the breath, you're sending your awareness from your mind to that area between your pubic bone and tailbone. Okay, so it's as if the inhale is starting in that area internally, and it's not just starting here in your lungs, it's moving all the way down here. And as you inhale, you're drawing up that musculature, but you're not doing it really aggressively. There's a gentle drawing up, as if you're drawing the breath up the back of the spine. So the visualization is that, and you try and keep the visualization inside the body, so it's not going outside the body. But as you inhale, you're drawing up those pelvic floor muscles, if you like, and you're lifting the breath up. And the way that it comes up, I believe this is right, this is certainly the way I do it, is that rather than going out through the top of the head, you're keeping the visualization in the body till it comes to that part of the back of your head, where you were the soft part of your head, where your skull was closed and open as a baby. And then from there, it kind of goes through, and it comes to what we call the third eye, or the pineal gland. And so that part is the top of your inhale. So as you inhale, it's like you're lifting up. So your belly is drawing in with this one. The belly is drawing in because as your pelvic floor muscles lift, and then the inhale comes to your third eye, and then there's that little pause at the top of your inhale. And then as you exhale the breath out, now I always exhale through the nose. Kirby was exhaling through the mouth. He said it doesn't really matter, but as I exhale, now the exhale is not just going out through the nose. The exhale is going down through the body, all the way down to the lowest point of the belly. And so at the lowest point of the belly, you push out a little, like you would if you were punching somebody. Remember, this is a breath they use for martial arts. So there is a pushing out at the lower belly at the end of the exhale. But again, it's not out through the body. It's energizing out or down. And then there's the inhale that you start to draw and lift the breath up again. So the breath is being drawn up, keeping the shoulders soft, through the back of the head, through the middle of the brain, if you like, to the third eye internally. And then it's going out all the way down. And then there's a gentle pushing out of the belly at the end of the exhale. Now that is a very conscious breath. And you can do, he did it quite quickly today. If you're doing it sitting on your own, you can do a count of 4 or 5 on the inhale. Just pause for a moment. Exhale also for a count of 4 or 5. You don't want to get breathless, but you do want to kind of consciously feel that breath drawing up through to the third eye, and then down and all the way down to, or pineal gland, I should maybe say, and then all the way down to the lowest point of the belly and the slight pressing out of the belly at the end of the exhale. And so once you got used to that conscious circulation of the breath, then after that, it starts to become more like a internal movement, because you're connected. And then you're not doing all the time these deep inhales and complete exhales. In fact, sometimes you feel like you're not breathing at all in your meditation. But to get things going and to get this kind of connection between your mind, your body, and your breath, these kind of breath exercises are really important to do slowly, more slowly. Not that you're being out of breath. Now, because it's called reverse breathing, because it is the opposite to what we normally teach in yoga. So in yoga, we teach you to breathe up the front of the spine by extending the belly, then extending the ribs and the collarbone. Actually, technically, there's a crossover at the clavicle notch, but then you breathe down the back of the body and you draw the belly in at the end of the exhale. So the reason it's called reverse breathing is because it is the reverse of that. So if you're used to doing some yoga, which I am, and we've been emphasized a lot in yoga about the need to expand the belly at the beginning of the inhale, this is the reverse of that, but it has a different function, and it's going to create a different energetic action in your body. It's circulating the opposite way, and then from that you're going to learn how to send out that energy, spirit energy. You're going to learn to send it out through into various places. So that's why we're doing the reverse breathing. It's not a yogic breath, but it is still a breath that you do with awareness, and you do use your muscles. So you are using your internal muscles to draw the breath up, draw the belly in at the beginning, lift the breath up, and then through the brain to the pineal gland, exhale all the way down. I do it through the nose. And then at the top of the exhale, a little pushing out of your belly, drawing in of the belly at the beginning of the inhale, maybe to a count of 4, let it settle in the pineal gland, and then exhale all the way down with your awareness. Push the belly out at the end of the exhale, and then start your next inhale. And so it's staying in the body. The inhale and the exhale are staying in the body, and there's a feeling of lifting of energy, like almost like you're drawing the spinal fluid up the spine with your inhale, and pressing down with the pineal gland into the belly at the end of the exhale. Okay, so I'll leave you with that, and hopefully don't get too hung up on it. There have been a few posts saying don't drive yourself mad, and that is true. Don't drive yourself mad over it. But practicing it is a good idea. Practicing it technically is a good idea until you're ready to, if you like, let it go. And then it's kind of circulating almost like spiritually. Okay, I hope that helps.